Happy Friday. I am so sorry. I'm here dealing with the luxury deluxe pouch and ugh, it's been a crazy day, I tell you. Absolutely crazy day. But it's good to be here with you. So happy Friday indeed. I've got the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli filled with Haunted Bookshop as is the tradition. And I'm about to light that up. Although I did not pack it very well, so I'm going to have to fix this first. Had a big ribbon hanging over the side. We can't have that. So good to see you folks tonight. A lot going on. This was one of those days which in a lot of ways was one of the best days I've had in a really long time. But it was also an incredibly difficult day just because it was so busy. And you know, I had all these things I wanted to do and they were interfering with one another. So every time I'd start to do something, something else came up and I'd be like, I can't do this. Oh, but I want to do that. Just not a productive day. But got my Cornell and Neal 50th anniversary Zippo. Very happy with that. So let's see who we got here. There's Jimmy 513. Hello, Jimmy. MTMTB. St. David's Pipe. Steve Russell. The Urban Hermit. Hello, Everett. Signal Man Tony. Andrew Galloway. I think that's got us up to date. Although there's Armchair Piper. Hello, Ed. And I saw somebody saying hello to Steve and Miss Kathy. So hello to you guys. Big Dave. How you doing, Big Dave? And I think we're caught up. Let's see what our... You know, they changed the dashboard here, and I don't know what's what anymore. I'm all off to the side, aren't I? And you can see the mess behind me, which has gotten worse. Backcountry Pipe. Hello there, Mark. And the Smooth Piper, Peter. How you doing, Peter? Good to see you tonight. The Urban Hermit has himself some Haunted Bookshop in his Savinelli Series 3673. There's Voodoo 07. Good evening to you, my friend. Scott at the 16th day. Clarence Wood. Get well soon, Puny. Puny Man Piper not feeling well? Hope you're feeling better soon, Puny. Gary Edminster. Honey Brown and a Peterson House Pipe with Blackberry Surprise. Wow. There's Tim Forniak checking in as present. How you doing tonight, Tim? Andrew Galloway asks, can you change your YouTube handle without creating a new account? Well, first off, thank you for using the word handle. It makes me feel good that somebody else says that. I believe that you can, but I don't know for certain. But I've seen people do it without starting a new account, so you must be able to. The Urban Hermit could probably tell us. He's done it recently. There's George Tiedemann. Hello there, George. Bona Piper. Still enjoying Ennerdale. And sometimes I can say it. Glad to hear it, Christian. Tim's not smoking tonight. And Bella is sleeping on his lap. Isn't that adorable? Bella is Tim's beagle. I love beagles. Jeffrey Feinberg's got a Stanwell Rhodesian with Odyssey. The mouth does not seem to be working well tonight, folks, so we'll see how that goes. Big Dave says there's lots of flu and RSV out there. Yes, a lot of folks have been getting sick lately. I've noticed that around here too. Tim says Bella just started jumping on the chair if he lowers the recliner a little. Oh, that's adorable. Beagles are not exactly lap dogs, but they think they are, and yeah, beagles can get away with anything as far as I'm concerned. I spoke to Mrs. CaneRod just about 15 minutes or so before this, which is one of the reasons why I was late tonight. I have not been drinking heavily there, Everett. Thank you very much. Michael Case, can't believe it's December already. Neither can I. I forgot that we had Thanksgiving. It went by so quickly. I just forgot it. Harlow Piper, good evening to you, sir. Good to see you tonight. And there's Proto Piper. Hello. Yeah, what I am drinking, and I've only had one sip of it, Everett, is from the Southern Tier Brewing Company. It's one of their seasonal brews, and it's called Old Man Winter Ale. And I've only had the one sip, but I tell you what, I won't be buying this again. It is hoppy as all get out, and if you guys like your hops, you're gonna love it. I'm not a IPA guy. It didn't say it was an IPA, it just said it was an ale, but geez. Yeah, this thing is really overhopped. I'll drink it. I'm gonna throw it away, but yeah, Clarence, that might be it. The new tongue isn't broken in yet. Lord Hogarth had some Black House last night, and he's having Gaslight tonight. Nice. Harlow loves all the Southern Tier beers. Are they all hoppy, Harlow? And I only ask so I can avoid them. And I know people like that in beer. I just don't. It doesn't agree with me. Tim says it's December and the Hallmark Channel is starting Easter movies and it snows. I wouldn't be surprised. No, they got to cash in on Christmas right up to the last minute. They'll actually go into January with Christmas movies. Oh, and it's a milestone day for the Urban Hermit, his last tobacco order of 2022. Couch says, sorry he was late, but he was watching the Twitter drop. Was it everything that was promised, Couch, without getting into details? St. David's says he loved IPAs when he drank. Not me. Big Dave, it's hard to say. Thatcher's kind of funny when it comes to beer. She's the dog drinking out of the beer bottle in my thumbnails. But she likes Yingling. She likes relative. But if it's something really odd, she won't. But she's a really weird dog. She'll turn her nose up at some things that I just don't understand. Like you're eating ice cream, you get ice cream drip on your hand, and the dog's there, and you're like, oh, the dog will get it. And you hold your hand to the dog, and then Thatcher will just sniff it and walk away. Isabel, on the other hand, will knock you over, and she gets the ice cream. Bear Wolf and Miss Kathy used to hear that a lot when it was in the sheriff department. I only had one. Just didn't say it was a 5-gallon bucket. Cloud Bear, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Mountain Coffee Outdoors. Enjoy a couple bowls of the Country Squire's Cordial Friends. Boy, it really is a new tongue tonight. Sirius Zenith had his last tobacco order for the year, and it was Salty Dogs. You like that picture of Thatcher, Big Dave? Yeah, I just sort of randomly caught that. I just happened to have the phone in my hand, and it wasn't planned at all. I had the bottle. I wasn't used to having a dog around because we had lost our dog George about, I don't know, maybe 8 months prior. And we just had them as puppies at this point, and I was sitting out on the patio, and I had the beer in my hand, and I was probably reading with the phone or something, and my hand just dropped down, and I felt bottle moving, and I look, and there she is licking away at the, the beer bottle, which was empty. Yeah, Couch, I get it. Oh, Jim, that's sorry to hear about the little Shih Tzu there, but that's pretty cool that he liked Dead Guy's Ale. Very cool. So you probably saw that in the intro, if you were paying attention, and I put out a video earlier today, we're doing an auction tomorrow. And this is to support a friend of ours in the YTPC who is going through a rough time, and we're going to raise some money to give him a hand, help him up, and make it so that he can get back on his feet. So I've been, I put this up on, I put a YouTube post up, and I put it on Instagram, and it was probably close to 10 o'clock by the time I got those things up. And by lunchtime, I was swamped with people donating items for the auction. It just is amazing how generous folks are. And, I don't like to do this, and I tried not to do it very often, because I think that generosity is something so incredibly special that we need to be careful with it, and we want to respect it. And I don't want to say not go to the well too many times. That's not exactly what I mean, but you want it to be something important and special, and this is something important and special. And if you saw my video earlier, you know the story. But the auction is going to be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock Eastern. Here, same channel, same place you are right now. I'm going to schedule it. Didn't get a chance to, but I will schedule it after this. And there's an unbelievable selection of things that are going to be auctioned off. And I can read the list off to you if you're interested. I can show you the stuff that I've got here. But a lot of rare tobaccos, a lot of incredible pipes. If all goes according to plan, we're going to have 3 Dunhills, all from the 1960s. 2 Petersons, I believe. One with some really nice work done on it to modify an addition of a condenser to make it smoke cooler. A couple of unsmoked pipe from the 70s, like a Parker, a really nice olive wood. It's an incredible array of things, and tobacco, Holy Grail tobaccos, very rare tobaccos, things that are no longer produced, things that are impossible to find. Another Matches memorial pipe has surfaced. Somebody got in touch that had 2. A gentleman named Fred Coons. He purchased 2 of them, and he has one that's unsmoked, and he said he'd like to donate it to this effort. So we'll be auctioning off another of the Matches memorial pipes. So if you didn't get a chance to get one, there's your chance. If you've always wanted a Dunhill, here's your chance. And if you just like tobacco, and why would you be here if you're not? Here's your chance. Sailor, smoking Old Joe Krantz and Briarworks Prince with J.W. Black on the side. It sounds like I've had a little too much J.W. Black. Phil Rivara, hello. Glad to see you back, my friend. Hope you're feeling much better. And there's Artie from Artie's Place. I see, rough but slow. Good to hear you're improving there, Phil. Steve Russell's asking in round numbers, how much do we need to raise? Yeah, it's hard to say, Steve. It's let me put it this way: if we just wanted to get him in the clear so that he's safe, it would be $2,000. But he's got to get back on his feet. He's got to find a job and be able to stay in this place for another month at least. So you know I don't want to be ridiculous, but at the same time I want to say that let's do our best. Let's do what we can. So I actually have a surprise tobacco tonight too. Phil is back in the saddle again, indeed, Tim. Although he's got to take it easy. Definitely take it easy, Phil. If that's what we can get to, Steve, then everything helps. I think that's aspirational, but let's see where we go. Uh, Although we do have some really nice items. Mountain Coffee Outdoors just happened across the. So you saw one of the old Matches videos where he must have mentioned my channel. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah, John was a good friend to us all, and we miss him dearly. And it's amazing how many times people say to me, I first heard about you from Matches, or I hear other people say that they started their channel because John encouraged them, or people first came to their channel because John mentioned them. He continues to have an impact on our community. Voodoo, I don't think he's got a particular, um, how do I put this? I don't think he's limiting himself in any way. I think he'd do just about anything. And he has been doing some sort of odd work just to try to make ends meet. And, it's just hard. This is not a great time to be out of a steady job, as I'm sure you guys know. Tim, I do not know Aerosmith very well, although I did, when I was about 10 years old, take Aerosmith Rats in the Cellar LP out of the public library, much to the chagrin of my parents. Apparently I wasn't supposed to be able to do that. Yes, Andrew, that's true. We're not going to do anything international tomorrow. It's just going to be within the U.S. But anybody that wants to contribute can do so through my PayPal channel. It's really not working through PayPal, and they can do that by sending through PayPal to CaneRodPiper@gmail.com, which is my email address, obviously. And if you do that, just put the word auction in the comments so I can sort it. And we'll go through all this tomorrow. So, but if you can't tune in tomorrow and you want to make a donation, and really anything, $5 helps. It all adds up. Was it Toys in the Attic, Tim? Well, then Rats in the Cellar was on Toys in the Attic? Yeah, it was Toys in the Attic was the name of the album. You're right, but there was a song that was called Rats in the Cellar, I think. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. You're not late, buddy. You're just in time. Jim PM says that old Aerosmith was the best. I won't argue. Yeah, Everett, I don't know what's going on. I'm really having some trouble here. It can't be the beer because I've only just started it. It must be the Haunted Bookshop. Or maybe it's the trepidation I'm sensing over the tobacco that I'm going to try after the Haunted Bookshop, which is not a blend you would expect to see me smoke, Everett. Understood, Gary. We've all got stuff going on, and this was very short notice. Okay, I don't know then, Jim. If Rats, the only album I know of was Toys in the Attic, which I thought was called Rats in the Cellar. So I don't know how I'm getting mixed up. But I was 10 years old, for goodness sakes. It was 46 years ago. No, Couch, it's not going to be Clan. I think it is the hops, Andrew. I think that would explain it. It's the hops. They just get right into those synapses. Not pirate cake, Steve. Nope. Apparently, there were both Rats in the Cellar and Toys in the Attic, Tim. And occasionally, the rats would actually go up to the attic and play with the toys. Well, what would you want? The toys in the cellar and the rats in the attic? I mean, Mountain Coffee Outdoors is afraid of Haunted Bookshop. There's a lot of folks that are in your camp there, Mountain Coffee. And it does apparently have a high amount of nicotine, so yeah, if that's not your thing. Eric, the blue collar pipe smoker, how you doing, Eric? I know about the Big 10-inch song, Jim, only because I remember kids in high school singing it, and I didn't believe it was a real song. I thought it was a joke. But it was apparently real. Is that... I gotta get this name right. Troy the Pickled Man. That's what I thought it was. Welcome, Troy. And Artie says that Rats in the Cellar are from the album Rocks. Okay. Big Dave is weighing in with Termites in the Piano. That might have been a... That's on their unreleased... yeah, unreleased compilation. Rats in the Cellar was on Rocks and Pandora's Box. You know what, guys? I was just remembering something from when I was very young, and I got it wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about Aerosmith, so whatever you guys could tell me anything, I'd believe you. Rats in the kitchen, toys in the guest house, termites in the piano. I like it. All is fine, Eric. Thank you so much for dropping in. It's always good to see you, buddy. Gary Edminster says Haunted Bookshop cake had no effect on him. Same for me, Gary, including no flavor. Ants in the Pants. That's a good one, Michael. Wasn't that a game? Wasn't there a game called Ants in the Pants? Cloudbear says that the steaming process and pressing was what affected the Haunted Bookshop cake. I think the steaming process probably is to blame for the nicotine and for the lack of flavor. Because when I pressed it on its own into cakes, it just tasted like Haunted Bookshop. It wasn't very different at all. Northwoods Piper Rat Out of the Cellar album. You've gone way beyond my knowledge of this kind of music there, Northwoods Piper. Patrick Grant, how you doing, buddy? Ah, Jim, I didn't know you played guitar from back in the 70s, so yeah. Yeah, I hear Five Brothers has quite the nicotine kick there, St. David. Now, Codger Jim is saying that his daughter liked it, but Jim, I'm sorry, we're talking about so many things here. I don't know what it is that she liked. It was either Haunted Bookshop Cake or one of the Aerosmith albums. I'm sorry, Jim. Yes, Voodoo. Thank you for pointing that out. Christine McVie from Fleetwood Mac passed away this week, and that is sad. I was not a Fleetwood Mac fan. I don't know if I ever told the story about the time I took my wife to see Fleetwood Mac. Cloudberry, I did not steam press it. I just pressed it. Yeah, so that's probably the difference. I took my wife to see Fleetwood Mac during their last tour. Actually, she's a huge fan, and her birthday was coming up, and I heard that they were coming, and it was like a week or two before the concert, and I thought, oh, let me see if I can get tickets. And of course, I had to go. There wasn't much left, and I managed to get third row, right at the stage, so I could have thrown like an orange if I had an orange, something throwable, and hit Christine McVie in the head. That's how close we were, and it was not fun for me, the concert, to be honest, because it seemed like it was the same song over and over and over again. I'm not a fan, and I don't know the music. And the other thing that I didn't realize, and this will show you just how out of touch I am, is I didn't realize that I couldn't just sit down and watch the concert, because apparently when you're that close to the stage, you're required to stand up and let people dance around you. So that was going on, but I had a real clear view of Christine McVie, and she actually was fairly talented. I could hear her singing. I could isolate her voice from the others, and the songs that she sang seemed to be somewhat distinct from the other stuff. And that other woman was like, I don't know, she was creepy. She was like some kind of macabre puppet or something. I didn't. She was like hanging in her arms and stuff. It was very weird. Lindsey Buckingham, I like the way he plays the guitar. I know him from his solo stuff back in the 80s. So anyway, yeah, that's my Fleetwood Mac story. But yeah, it's sad that she passed away. I just threw my lighter on the floor. My beautiful... I didn't hurt it. Sad that she passed away. If I remember right, she might have had breast cancer. It was some sort of cancer. It was really bad prior to that last tour, and she didn't think she was going to tour again, and she actually had some emotional after effects of that, and it took her quite a while to be able to get over the stage fright to go back out on tour. So yeah, Jim, I really like Lindsey Buckingham's guitar work. That's something I appreciate in general, like whether it's jazz or classical or rock. When guitar is played well, I think there's something magical about the instrument. Little Piper Todd, how you doing? He's telling me to get American TV there. I don't know what that means, Todd. Yeah, she does have a lovely voice, or had a lovely voice, Lord Hogarth. And it was I don't know. I don't know how to explain this, but it seemed like all the other songs sounded very similar. Like one was just rolling on from another. It was like one big long. But when she was the lead vocalist, it seemed different to me. Cloud Bear, I'm not up on the conversation, but Amsterdam Shag sounds like the punchline to a joke. I'm sorry. Lord Hogarth, was Mick Fleetwood the drummer? No, Troy, I do not think we've got any Captain Black grape in the auction tomorrow, which is sad. It's an oversight. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah. I don't know Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Jim, or at least I'm not connecting that name right now. Little Piper Todd is asking me, do I get American TV here? Is that a channel, Todd? I don't recognize it. That's an interesting point, Michael Case. Maybe she only sang lead on the song she wrote. I don't know. Drop Bear Woodworks. How you doing, Glenn? Never Going Back Again is his favorite Fleetwood Mac song. I don't know the songs. I'm almost regretting bringing this up as much as I regretted my Toys in the Attic comment. Oh, is it really Cloudbear? It's a roll your own from Stokeby? I could easily write a joke that ends with no, that's the Amsterdam Shag. But I'm not going to do it. Okay, Patrick, thank you. ZZ Top is a great guitarist. Cool thing about them was that there was only 3 guys. And that sound was just so complex for 3 guys. Troy says he's a noob Piper and then PWPP. Don't know what that means, but well, you're welcome, Troy. We're glad to have you, and this is a great place to be. You know, this whole community is very welcoming to new Pipers, and we'll help you out any way that we can. Andrew Galloway. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. That made my night. No, Bona Piper, we don't have any 3-star blue in the auction either. Sorry, buddy. There's Portsmouth Piper. How you doing tonight, Mark? Good to see you. Patrick saying same for the band Rush. Was Rush only 3? I guess the Doors were only 3 as well. Todd, I'm in America. Todd's asking me if I get American TV channels there. Like I'm not in. I'm in the U.S. Todd. I'm in Pennsylvania. So yes, I get American TV channels here. There is some Solani, Jim. I believe there is a tin of Solani. First rule of piping, don't ask Everett for advice. Doing fine, Mark. Glad to hear you're well. Oh, the doors were 4? Oh, yeah, but Morrison didn't play an instrument. I'm sorry, I was thinking of the instruments, not the vocals. Morrison. Yeah, that's right, Morrison. They're only they have 4 members, but 3 musicians. They didn't have a bass player, Tim? I knew they were missing something, but they made up for it with the, was it a Moog? He played the bong, yeah. Rush, I did not know Rush was only 3 guys. Yeah, that is amazing. Hendrix was 3? Well, Hendrix could play for 3. Mayor Wolf and Miss Kathy want some of what Todd's smoking. Ah, poor Todd. Todd, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be cruel there, but I'm very confused. So the guy that played Trivet on Walker, Texas, I do remember Walker, Texas Ranger. I don't remember who Trivet is, but he died on Monday. Very, very sorry to hear that, Todd. I wasn't like a big Walker, Texas Ranger fan where I knew the different characters and stuff. I just knew Walker. Ray Manzara, that was his name. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, Gary, there is a matches pipe available. You guys, we're at about the halfway point. Do you want me to go through what the items are for tomorrow, or do you just want me to save that for tomorrow? Good evening, Doug. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, the customer's always right? And comes first. Especially when you're the guy selling the tobacco. XJ, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you tonight. Okay, Gary, yeah, if you want to put in a bid, I think that would be okay, and then, we can start the bidding at that point and see what happens. Or you can let me know how you want to do it. If you want to do it as a silent bid, and, well, no, I can't do that because I have to let people know up front that you're bidding. So, yeah, we'd have to start the bidding at that point. Okay, I got a couple people saying they're interested in hearing about the items and give a teaser and all that. Okay, I will do that. Let me just finish this pipe and then I'll do that, and then I'll move on to the second tobacco. Oh yeah, Tim, the police were a trio too. Ah, Doug says some young guys were going from cigars to pipes. Good for them. Oh, it's that time of year for the little chicks, and what do they call little turkeys? Little Turks, young Turks. You're gonna have to wait for the second tobacco. This pipe is out, but it's not. It's not. What is that god awful stuff you smoke? Big and burly. It's not big and burly. Good point, Phil. The Kingston Trio were three too, weren't they? All right, so let me go through the stuff that I've got so far, and this is, there's still a few items where I haven't yet gotten confirmation from the people in terms of pictures, and I'm kind of waiting for that. So the whole thing, if you're tuning in late, we're doing an auction tomorrow to support a friend in the YouTube pipe community and the Instagram pipe community. And that auction will include a lot of tobacco and pipes that I don't have pictures available of, but I have received pictures. If you saw the beginning, there was a thumbnail, and later tonight I will be scheduling the auction for tomorrow, which is at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And the thumbnail image that I've got for that has all of the items that I've got pictures of so far. But I can tell you what they are, and the way this is going to work, because it was kind of short notice, I asked for donations today. We're having the auction tomorrow. You'll bid, the winner will pay through PayPal, and then I will send their address to the person that's donated the item, and that person will send the item to the payer. And that's how we'll do this. So first off, what I started with, and I went through my tobacco cellar and tried to pull off things that I thought would generate some interest. So first thing was some of this Gawith and Hogarth Black Irish Twist. It's a 50-gram pouch from 2020, and I know there's people that love it, people that hate it, and it's hard to get. So I thought that would be good. And then I've got two. I guess these would be unicorns. I'm not sure. So this is McCraney Red Ribbon, which is a Virginia blend that was based on McClellan Virginias, and is largely considered to be an excellent Virginia blend. I've never smoked it myself. I'm not a Virginia guy, but I hear that this is excellent stuff. This is from 2015, and of course you can no longer get it because McClellan is no more. And one that I have had and is excellent is a tin of McClellan Christmas Cheer from 2015. This is really good stuff. All of the Christmas Cheers I enjoyed greatly, even though I'm not a Virginia guy. And of course, this is impossible to buy anymore because there is no more McClellan. So this is a 100-gram tin, 50-gram tin, and 50 grams of the Black Irish Twist. And then I'm still not sure I should do this, but I thought it would be fun, and somebody might enjoy it, and it's for a good cause. So I decided that CaneRod Pipes number 2 is going to go into the auction, unsmoked. I finished this a while back and just set it aside. I have it number 0 and number 1, both of which I smoke heavily, and I enjoy them. I think they're good pipes. Now this is not, I made it, so what more can I say? It's the third pipe I've made, and I think it's good, but it's probably not up to artisan standards. But if nothing else, it's a curiosity. I will stamp it. I haven't stamped a pipe yet. I do have a stamp. So I'll stamp it, I'll put a number 2 on it, and you can put it on your pipe rack as a curiosity. You can smoke it, you can keep it as a collector's item. It might be the last pipe I make, so that would make it valuable, I guess, or I might make 100 more, all of which are terrible, and then it would be worthless. So keep that in mind. So that's gonna go, and this is it was supposed to be a billiard. It's a little tall for a billiard, so it's kind of a stacked billiard. Relatively small pipe, very light, and this is made with not the best briar, although this particular piece did not have any inclusions in it, so it's not great grain, but clear. So that's what I have on hand, and hopefully that will generate some interest. Now I've got a list. Does number 2 come with a pencil sharpener? Okay, Phil. Yes, that is couch number 2. I name all my pipes couch, so that is couch number 2. Yes, I know Peretti. I know McCraney did use a lot of McClellan, and Peretti, of course, the Scottish Flake, which was a wonderful blend, uh, was a McClellan product. Let's see. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate you saying nice things about the pipe. And you know, I was not planning on selling pipes. I don't know if I'll ever sell pipes, and I wasn't feeling like I was ready to even give that one away. But hopefully, it'll make somebody happy. And if it is good for this cause, I'm happy to do it. All right, now I got a list that I'm going to have to bring up, assuming I can hit the right button to bring it up. And let me see if I can make this smaller so I can still kind of pay attention to what's going on here. So, and I'm going to call out the folks that have donated this stuff because I think they deserve the recognition, and we'll do this tomorrow as well. So first up from Peter, the Smooth Piper. I have both brand new unsmoked Peterson Dracula and a Grey Woody pipe. So they will both be in the auction. From Bradley Gant, who is at BG Woodwork Store. He's a woodworker on Instagram, and he makes pipe racks, tobacco trays, things like that. And he kindly has donated a 10-pipe rack, and it's a really nice rack. I'll have pictures of all this tomorrow as well, so you'll be able to see these items before bidding on them. So thank you, Bradley, for that. Dave Shane at the Pipery got in touch with me, and this is thepipery.com. By the way, there's links to folks that have websites in the video I put up earlier today, and I will put all this information in the description to the live stream tomorrow. So later tonight that'll be available, and you'll have links to their sites as well as the list of all the items. So Dave Shane from thepipery.com, and you might know him from Pocket Jars. They make the Pocket Jar. He is contributing several pipes and several tins of tobacco. So he has a restored 1963 Dunhill. It's a billiard. A unsmoked 1970s Parker. An unsmoked Paranelli olive wood pipe. Very, very beautiful olive wood pipe. An unusual Stanwell, again unsmoked, and if you're familiar with the Kirsten pipes where they screw into the top of the bowl, the top of the shank, it looks like a Kirsten pipe. I don't know much about it other than that, but interesting looking pipe, and that's unsmoked again from Stanwell. And Dave also is contributing a tin of plum pudding, 5 years old, a tin of Medal of Valor, which is 5 years old, and a tin of John Cotton No. 1, which is 5 years old. Jeremy Stafford, good friend of the show, often shows up in the live streams, and I've known him for a couple of years now. I believe Jeremy's one of my friends that lives up in Vermont that I'm always hoping to visit sometime when I'm up there, and never quite managed to do so. Jeremy is contributing a tin of Penzance. I don't have the date on that, so I don't know how old it is, but it is Penzance. And by the way, obviously all these tins are unopened. So Dean Richardson, good friend. Dean is contributing a tin of H&H Vintage Syrian from 2017. So thank you for that, Dean. Fred Coons, I mentioned earlier, is contributing the Matches 860 Savinelli 673KS. This is number 585 of 860. So it's one of the Matches Memorial pipes. If you're interested in that, that will be available. My good friend Doug Owen got in touch with me earlier today, and I don't yet have pictures of these, but I know Doug, and it's going to be fine. And he is contributing two 1960s Dunhills, and a 15-year-old tin of Full Virginia Flake, San McGowan Full Virginia Flake. So thank you, Doug. That's very, very kind. Armchair Piper Ed is contributing a Stanwell, and it is a lightly smoked Danish design, which is a black brushed straight billiard. So very nice pipe. I've seen the pictures of that. And last but not least, my good friend Jay Furman from over on Instagram sometimes shows up here on in the live streams, but Jay is contributing a ridiculous amount of tobacco and all really good quality stuff. You know, Jay's got a fantastic cellar. Oh, you did send the pictures? I'm sorry, Jeremy. I haven't seen them yet, I guess, but I'll check them out. So Jay is contributing 2 tins of Escudo from 2018, 2 tins of Kringle Flake from 2020, 2 tins of San Sepolcro from 2019, a 2017 tin of Squadron Leader with Perique, the green Squadron Leader, a 2013 tin of Capstan Blue, a 2018 tin of 1792 Flake, a 2005 tin of Telegraph Hill, and 3 tins of 2017 Stonehenge Flake. So all incredible stuff, and I was just overwhelmed with how quickly this stuff came pouring in, and I'm touched by it. And like I said in the video earlier today, I really benefited a lot from this community over the past couple of weeks with what I was going through, and I'm so happy to be able to pass some of that on by organizing this and to help us help someone else out. Let's see, I'm going to try to get caught up here. Dip that pipe in your hoppy beer and you'll never want to keep it after that. Gary likes a nice rack, okay. Cloud Bear is going to donate a 2-ounce pack of Cloud Bear Custom Blend Warlord, which is Dark-Fired Kentucky, Burley, Virginia, and Latitude with notes of anise and rum and a touch of deer tongue. Very interesting. Thank you, Cloud Bear. I don't know if you have any sort of a like tin art or pouch art or whatever you do that you might be able to send me. You can send it on Instagram, just so I have something to show during the auction, and then after the person pays, I'll send you the address and you can just ship it directly to them. That would be very good. Mountain Coffee Outdoors is asking, how will the auction work? So very simple. I will start it at 11 o'clock, and we will start with item number 1, which will probably be pretty much in the order that I received them, which is the order that I read them to you just now. We'll start the bidding, and we'll probably have probably a 1-minute clock. So, first bid, whatever it is, let's say somebody bids, let's say it's my pipe, and somebody bids $1, and then I'll run the clock for 1 minute, and if nobody else bids, they get it for $1, and I'll be like really happy because somebody paid $1 for my pipe. But within that 1 minute, it can't be $1 because we're going to do $10 increments. So it would have to be $10, and then somebody would have to bid $20 to outbid that person, and it'll go on like that until we get to somebody having the same number for that full minute. And at that point, that person will be the winner, and we will then ask them to send the payment to me by PayPal. The payments need to be sent to canerodpiper@gmail.com with the word auction in the comments, which will help me sort things out. And also, so if you win we'll go over this tomorrow, but if you win, you'll have to put the word auction in the comments. You'll have to put the item that you won, and you'll have to put your address. Otherwise, I won't know what you got or how to get it to you. I will then send the contact information to the person that donated the item, and they will ship the item to you. They will send me the tracking information. I will send that to you, and everything will be complete. Gary, I can put my email down in the bucket, but it's canerodpiper@gmail.com. And if you go to my channel's about page, it's there. So you can hopefully get it there. I would type it in now, but if I type while this is running, weird things happen because all of the transitions and the sound effects and stuff are linked to the keyboard, so I can't type right now. But maybe somebody else could type into the comments for me, canerodpiper@gmail.com. Yeah, so that's the way that the auction will work. If you want to donate, and it is possible to donate, and you know, $5 is great. You can send the donations to that same PayPal address, canerodpiper@gmail.com, but just put the word auction in the comments so that I know that that's what the money is for. So there we go. So thank you, folks. I really appreciate everybody that has donated, and I look forward to tomorrow. It should be fun. Andrew has to head out. Well, Andrew, it was great seeing you. You have a good evening, my friend, and a great weekend. Tim, you're very kind. What's up with shipping for the giveaway? Not exactly sure what you mean, Pepe. There's not a giveaway. If you mean the auction, the person that donates will ship. And by the way, this is only for folks in the US. We're not going to take any international bids, just because I've got people all over the United States shipping these things out, and they were kind enough to donate. So, you know, I don't want to put on them international shipping and then the risk of it not getting to its destination. Yes, put it under family and friends. This way all the money gets to our guy. So, that's right, Tim. If I touch the keyboard, you will get purple acid washed paisleys. All right, Voodoo. Well, I would offer to give you a call, but I think your alarm is probably the better option. It's not that much work, Gary. I mean, the logistics are difficult, but you know, it's a labor of love. We'll get it done. So let me move on to my second pipe, and where did I put my tobacco? Ah, Everett. Thank you, Cloud Bear. I will check that later. I'm going to be smoking some H&H Vintage Syrian, and there's a story behind this. My buddy Eric S., who sometimes shows up here, he gave this to me years ago, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it, you know, but I want to try the Syrian. I haven't had that in a long time and everything. So yeah, and then I kept forgetting. And I was up there this morning looking for tobacco, and I found the Christmas Cheer and the McCranie's, and then I saw this and I said, oh, I'm going to make this one of my holiday blends this year. So you're going to watch me smoke a lot of Kia. And although granted it is vintage Syrian, and it's from I think 2017, so it's probably mellowed quite a bit, but y'all know how much I love the lot of Kia. I knew you would like it, Everett. So let's see if I can. No, I'm no beans. Find me a. Not that I'm not strong enough, it's the arthritis. Jeez. I don't think that broke the seal. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. You really get your money's worth here. You get first impressions of tobaccos, you get updates on the world of rock and roll. And later on, if you're real good, I'm going to talk about Myrna Loy. So let's see, it's got this goofy thing. I'm not going to read that. Oh, that smells. So this smells like an old Latakia blend. But it smells good. I don't mind the smell of Latakia. H&H, a more natural pipe tobacco. So I went back to my dentist. I'm going to be smoking this in this 311 KS7 Ellie poker. Went back to my dentist on Wednesday, I think, and he looked at the patch on the roof of my mouth. He said, "Yeah, it hasn't really changed, and it's probably nothing." But he wants to get an oral surgeon to look at pictures, and anyway. Well, and as I was leaving, he said, "So you're smoking 2 pipes a day, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm still smoking 2 pipes a day." And he said, "Okay." And I left, and I was going home, and I thought, well, he didn't say I had to continue to smoke 2 pipes a day, did he? So I've made a unilateral decision that I'm allowed to go up to 4 a day now. And that's enough for me. I was doing 2, occasionally 3, and then it got to be 3, occasionally 2. I figure if I allow myself 4, I'm covered. Because sometimes I like to have 1 after dinner and then 1 before I go to bed. And I always have 1 in the morning. And then on the weekends, there's the afternoon. Well, I could keep going, couldn't I? Yeah. So, but I think 4 is more than sufficient, more than generous. All right, so the pipe is loaded. Put the lid back on the tin. Let's see. I got hopes for this. I used to love Latakia. I used to smoke. I've said this so many times. I used to smoke Number 10 Downing Street. Was my only blend for a long time. And then I got out of pipe smoking, went over to cigars for a while. When I came back to pipe smoking, something had changed. I didn't like Latakia anymore. And I wondered if that might have been the shift from Syrian to Cyprian. But everything I read didn't really make sense. No, this still has that sharpness to it. It's the sharpness that I don't like. Doug Owen's asking, what is the only movie with Myrna Loy that Myrna Loy made with Boris Karloff? Wow. I don't know. Yeah, Patrick, I'm smoking a lot of Kia Blend. We'll see how long this lasts. I get a little bit of sweetness, Jim. No, Myrna Loy wasn't in The Bride of Frankenstein. Mask of Fu Manchu? She was his daughter. I did not know that. Very interesting, Doug. I'll have to go and rewatch that. Cliff Higgins, hey. Oh, emergency at the office, not good. Thanks for joining us, buddy, especially after a long day. Yeah, this has got some sweetness to it, but then that harshness, that it's not a harshness, it's a sharpness that I just don't enjoy. So I'm thinking of Myrna Loy because I watched The Bachelor and the Bobby Soxer the other night. And Cary Grant, Myrna Loy, and Shirley Temple. Fantastic movie. I love those Cary Grant movies. And it's funny. I was talking to my wife about it. She's still in Pittsburgh, and I was kind of giving her the plot, and I realized as I was giving her the plot that what I like in those old movies is what she likes in Hallmark movies, which really worried me a little bit because I don't want to start liking Hallmark movies. So I got to be careful. But yeah, so Myrna Loy was in that, and I first was introduced to her with the Thin Man movies. Uh, when I was a kid, I spent summers in West Wildwood, New Jersey, with my grandparents. And my grandparents, we had a little black and white TV, and it pretty much got 2 or 3 channels, and one of them was the local PBS station out of Secaucus, New Jersey. And they showed every year, they showed a marathon, like every Friday night or Saturday night, they showed a Thin Man movie. Or, and it might have been alternating years, they showed, what's her name? Sonja Henie, the ice skater, her movies. I can't remember if it was alternating years or maybe one was Friday, one was Saturday, but I spent a lot of years sitting with my grandparents watching the Thin Man movies and the Sonja Henie movies. And I love those movies. You know, they're based on Dashiell Hammett's work, and it's a lot of fast back and forth banter and very witty. And Myrna Loy's character in that is just, she's the woman that everyone wishes they were married to, because she's everything you'd expect a wife to be, but in addition, she tolerates her husband's very unusual behavior, and she joins in the fun. So when he's drinking, she's drinking. When he's drunk, she's drunk. When he does something ridiculously stupid, she'll come in and do something incredibly clever to cover it up, or to make it look better. Wonderful, well-written movies, and I fell in love with Myrna Loy watching those movies. And you know, I joke, if I was 60 years older, man. But she was, I never saw her act in anything where she wasn't playing that character, so I can't say she was a wonderful actress really, but certainly beautiful and had an incredible presence. Beowulf and Miss Kathy says that Dad hated soaps until he retired. Then he was worse than most women. Arsenic and Old Lace is a great one, Tim. Yeah. Mr. Blandings built his dream house. Yes. Yes, that does have a lot of pipe smoking in it. That was Myrna Loy? For some reason, I don't... It was Cary Grant. Sonja Henie in a tutu, oh baby. Nora Charles, Dream Woman. Indeed, Michael. I believe that. I truly believe that. I joke with my wife sometimes. I say, you know, there's not many women I would leave her for, but if Nora Charles comes along, she's in trouble. Cincinnati Piper, how you doing, Luke? Good to see you tonight. So this is smoking very dry, which I suppose is a good thing. Ah, Luke, we all got stuff going on, but it's good to see you, my friend. So she was in Mr. Blandings. Okay, she was okay. I remember the movie. I just for some reason do not remember her being in it, which surprises me. But I believe you guys. Urban Hermit says he has a sample of Edgeworth slices, and boy, is that stuff great. Yeah, that is good stuff. Very good stuff. Jim PM says the new Wonder Woman is smoking hot. I don't know how you could approve on Linda Carter. Don't worry, guys. Any minute now, we're going to get into the Flintstones, and it'll be all downhill from there. Oh yes, yes, Melvin Douglas dipping into to the tobacco jar. I do remember that. What's Cliff saying here? Gal got it. She improved in it. I don't know what that means, Cliff. Oh, Gal got it must be the new Wonder Woman. Okay. I'm not I don't I haven't seen the new Wonder Woman. I probably won't. I don't really like Wonder Woman. I just like Linda Carter. Uh Tim is letting us know it's officially Christmas because Hans Gruber has fallen off the Nakatomi building. Not a Christmas movie. Thank you, Patrick. I know it was coming. I'm surprised it wasn't Armchair Piper Ed that brought it up, but why not have both Wonder Women? Because then we'd have to say Wonder Women and it would be awkward, Doug. Piper on the 45. Just woke up from a nap. I hope it was a good one. I love a good nap. Yeah, Doug's more of a libertine than I am. And Gary's getting us on Ginger or Mary, and that's where Armchair Piper Ed's gonna jump in. Spacely Sprockets or Cogsley Cogs? It's a tough choice, Tim. I like Spacely because Spacely was the one that looked less like Fred Flintstone's boss, right? Farrah Fawcett or even Sally Field. Sure, Codger Jim. Jetson, you're fired. Jetson was fired quite a bit, wasn't he? I'm lagging behind with this. Normally that's not a problem, but this is not easy to drink. That's a good one, Tim. Battle of the Heathers. If you're tuning in late, this is Southern Tier Old Man Winter. The hoppiest beer I've had this year. Sally Field, the Flying Nun. Not to mention Gidget. Yes, Michael, I saw that. I saw that. And you know what? Good for her. It was, what's her name? Cameron Bure, that woman. My wife has told me she actually left the Hallmark Channel. I think she's now on GAC, which was started as a I don't know why I know this stuff. The valuable space in my brain is taken up by this stuff. So GAC was started because a lot of the Hallmark stars were not very comfortable with the directions that Hallmark was going in, with some of the more free-thinking directions in their scripts and stuff. So, but yeah. Hoppy stuff. Okay, XJ. And Tim got it. Okay. Hoppy stuff in Australia. Yeah. So other than tuning in at 11 o'clock tomorrow for the auction on CaneRod pipes, what do you guys got planned for the weekend? Yeah, unfortunately, Lord Hogarth, they're drifting in that direction. I say unfortunately as if I actually care. But the truth is my wife's going to keep watching it and it's just going to annoy me more. So, yeah. I don't know if you can watch Hallmark with a red pill lens, Tim. I really don't know if that's possible. I think you would just see a blank screen. Yeah, Flying Nun will get you that look, Piper, on the 45. Sorry you got to work tomorrow, Everett, but that's great. Sorry you'll miss the auction, but we'll think of you. No plans for your days off? Those are the best days. Jim's doing whatever the boss is telling him. I don't have a boss right now. My boss isn't coming home until the 19th of December. What a fine bachelor time I'm having. I do believe it's one of the end time signs, Michael. Yeah, Cliff, it's I mean I watch it, because my wife has it on. I don't watch it. I mean I'm in the room when it's on. And it's I've said this before, and I don't mean to defend them because they're kind of insipid, but at the same time, they're at least non-offensive. They're feel-good stories. They all end the same. They all have the same plot. They all end the same, but at least it's not offensive. So I see where it's got its place.
Mountain Coffee Outdoors, you can do that, and if anybody wants to do an early bid, you can do it, but I'm going to have to start the bidding at that price. And, you know, odds are, unless you're really outbid, or, you know, really overbid, you're probably going to get outbid, but feel free to do it, and I'm happy to do that. I know you'll be smoking your pipes there, Everett. Amen, Doug. The greatest feat accomplished by the devil is to convince us he does not exist. This is true, Patrick. She will know. Thank you, Tim and Gary. Yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up button, guys, it really helps us get the word out. Nah, Michael, I can't auction off an open tin. And, you know, it's not terrible. It's not something, I should have said this earlier. I'm not going to smoke this every day, but it's not bad. It's smoking very dry, and the sweetness is in balance with that sharpness. And it does have some nice, you know, it's that leathery Latakia, not so much the smoky Latakia. Jim, my wife will do that if I complain. She'll go upstairs and watch the movie. Uh, she does it always on a Saturday night because I watch Svengoolie on Saturday nights. And she'll go up to the bedroom and watch Hallmark while I watch Svengoolie. But you know, we I don't want to make it sound like that's the only thing that's on. Yeah, we do watch a lot of stuff together. We both really enjoy like Midsummer Murders and Lewis and Morse and those sort of that style of British murder mystery. For some reason, we got into those and we've been really enjoying them. So a lot of the time we'll watch that kind of stuff. You know, she'll watch a Phillies game with me, or a football game. Um, yeah, so it's not like I'm constantly stuck with the Hallmark Channel. Gary does not know what his ex-wife watches and doesn't care. Good for you, Gary. Well, that's just because Bella doesn't have opposable thumbs, Tim. If she did, she'd be changing the channel. Patrick Grant is going to light up Low Country, Natural Virginia, and Burley in a Radice Bulldog. I got a sample of that Low Country, Natural Virginia, and Burley thanks to our buddy Couch. He sent me some, and man, that is good stuff. Um, I ordered myself a little bit of it. Classic Doctor Who episodes. So by classic, you mean like real classic, like John Pertwee and those that era, or do you mean like 10 years ago? Because I love those. I cannot remember the name of the guy. It was Tom something, the guy with the scarf. Um, John Pertwee was my favorite Doctor, but boy, they went downhill. Bella is a good girl, Tim. Michael, I've been working through the Perry Mason box set. I ran into a problem in season 2, I think it was. One of the discs is damaged. And it really bothered me because I wanted to watch them all sequentially because I was noticing the things that they cut out on the TV to make them fit into the time. You know, it wasn't like they were editing them for because there were things that couldn't be on TV or anything. It was just to make them fit into the time with the commercials and everything. And I was having fun identifying what were the things that were cut out because I was watching Perry Mason on TV every night for a while. And then I hit this one that I couldn't watch, and it was really bothering me, and I didn't watch them for a while, and now I don't remember the TV versions. And so anyway, I occasionally pull it out and watch it, but haven't gotten through the whole thing yet. Tom Baker, thank you, XJ. First season, Mountain Coffee. So you're watching the old. God, I used to be able to rattle off these guys' names. Not Patrick Houghton. Oh, you're watching the old ones. Yeah, black and whites. This got nerdy quick. Yes, it did, Tim. Yes, it did. Would you rather we go back to talking about Farrah Fawcett versus the Flying Nun? Oh, Doug, I don't like thinking about that. There's a lot of people that think Raymond Burr was batting for the other team, as I like to say. And you know, so first off, the man was married like 6 times. Okay, and then in his later days, he decides to buy an island and grow wine, grow grapes and make wine. And he invites a friend of his who happens to be another guy to live there with him for the rest of his life. That might have just been, the better option rather than go for wife number 7. Just hang out with a guy. At least that's my version of the story. K9 was a wonderful Doctor Who character, Michael Case. I liked K9. Sarah Jane Smith was my second favorite Doctor companion. My first favorite was Nyssa from the Nyssa and Tegan days. Beowulf and Miss Kathy liked to watch old westerns and count how many times they ran around the same rock. That did happen. Tim wants to go back to the Heathers again. Raquel Welch versus Charo. There's 2 names I didn't think I'd be saying tonight, Jim. Yeah, I got to agree with Big Dave on that. There was something about that Charo that just wasn't quite right. Okay, Doug, okay. Maybe there was. What about Leah? XJ says, Was that one of the companions, XJ? I don't remember. Gary Edminster says his screwdriver is sonic. Charo is an accomplished guitar player. I didn't know that, Patrick. Or no, Garth. Oh, goodness. I just wasn't, I didn't find Charo to be an attractive woman. I don't know. I think she was just a little bit too um, blatantly, overtly sexual for me. And keep in mind, I was, what, like 12 years old at the time, so I was probably terrified of her. Six guns that shot 12 or 14 times. You remember back when you used to be able to count shots in movies and TV shows and it made sense? Nobody reloads anymore. Leela, yes, I do remember Leela XJ. Yeah. She was okay. I think Leela was a savage. I think that's who Michael Case is saying one companion was a savage. I think that was Leela, if I'm not mistaken. But then later on there was some transformation that occurred and she wasn't. Or maybe I'm remembering this wrong. I don't know. That's when things started getting really odd with the whole key of time thing and all that. God, this is getting nerdy. I'm sorry. Uh, I'm going to blame it on the beer. That's true, Doug. They could have just gone outside. We're running a bit over, guys, but I'm almost done here, and I'm having fun. So feel free to go off and do whatever, but do try to remember to tune in tomorrow for the auction. And if you get an opportunity to let other folks know, that'd be great. Is that true, Michael? Charo was raised in a convent school? Wow. XJ says, according to Google, there were way more companions than he can remember. Codger Jim says, I still count them. Okay, Jim. Oh, Jim PM, you went to a very different Catholic grade school than I went to. That doesn't make any sense to me. Romana is the one I'm thinking of that was the whole Key of Time one. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Romana and Layla were similar appearance, if I remember correctly. Yeah, XJ, I completely gave up on it at that point. It just doesn't make sense. There's nothing wrong with having a character that's a male, and there's nothing wrong with having a character that's a female, but we don't have to turn them into one another just to virtue signal. And at that point, I just lost all interest. Gary, I want to make a joke so bad about what you just said. Diana Rigg was actually James Bond's wife in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the first Bond film with Lazenby. Um, yeah, but boy, that Diana rig in the Avengers was something. All right, Pepe. Good night. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Yeah, Jim, it certainly can do that. Tim likes to use the thimble when he plays Monopoly. Tim, I would have thought you were an iron guy, to be honest. Romana and Romana 2, just after Canine came on the scene. Wait a minute. Canine... Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. So Romana and Romana 2 predated Sarah Jane? Because Canine was definitely there with Sarah Jane. Yeah, they did that with Battlestar Galacta as well, Patrick, and I didn't watch any of that, and I loved the original Battlestar Galacta. I didn't watch a bit of it. Ah, Beowulf and Miss Kathy, that's really funny. He says he went to Catholic school for a while, and when the nuns said they were married to God, felt sorry for God because they were mean. Yeah, I didn't like the new Hawaii 5-0 much. But I'll tell you what I do like, and yes, she was Big Dave. Yes, she was. Um, and we will bring this to a close because we're running quite late tonight. But I've been watching. I've watched 4 episodes of it now, and I was all prepared to not like this. So I'm a fan of the original Addams Family, and Netflix has a show on called Wednesday, which is Wednesday Addams grown up and going to. I guess she's in high school. I don't know. She's in some sort of a prep school. Yeah, it would have to be a high school. And I thought, so first off, there was a YouTube channel called Adult Wednesday Addams that was hilarious because this woman did a really great job of portraying what it would be like if Wednesday Addams had grown up to be an adult, and it was hilarious. And she was sued and forced to stop making the channel. I think you can still find some of her videos, but she was basically forced to stop because there were plans to make what I assume is the show that I'm watching right now. And I figured they're going to mess this up, and there's no point. But because the Addams Family movies are all terrible, but it showed up in on Netflix, suggestion, and I thought, oh, what the heck? I'll watch the first episode, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's not the Addams Family. It's very different, but there's enough connections that you'll recognize the Addams Family in this. They did a really good job of imagining what Wednesday would be like if she got to the age of a high school student, and they're having a lot of fun playing her sort of approach to life, philosophy, attitude off against what the average high schooler would be. Uh, it's a good show, so I actually really do like it. So I recommend that. Now I've only seen 4 episodes. It may go downhill quickly. Who knows? The only thing I don't like about it is the 2 people that they got to play Morticia and Gomez are just awful. Thankfully, they're not in it very much, but they just look horrible. They look like I think the person that chose those actors was thinking more about the Munsters than the Addams Family. Yeah. Mountain Coffee Outdoors, I think the Lazenby 007 is my favorite, and I know a lot of Bond fans just hate me for that, but I also, I've said this before, my all-time favorite Bond, if it's not George Lazenby, it's Timothy Dalton. I just think he did such a good job of capturing that that killer that Bond was. You know, he could kill without remorse. The other ones, you know, they were great. I mean, Sean Connery, I can't take anything away from Sean Connery, but yeah, I liked Lazenby. I thought that was a great movie. Yes, XJ. That point about climbing in and out of each other's beds is absolutely true. My dad used to say when we'd watch TV when I was younger, and he'd say that, you know, that was a great show, but it's always ruined when they start kissing. And I think that's true. You watch a show, as soon as anytime there's tension between, you know, sexual tension between two characters, that's good. But as soon as they actually break that tension and actually come together, that's the end of the show. Anyway, I should probably call this to a close. We've been going, we're quite over, and I'm gonna finish this up. Thank you, Gary. I'm glad you enjoyed the show. Michael, thank you. Glad you're looking forward to the auction. Don't forget the auction tomorrow, 11 a.m. right here on CaneRod Pipes, 11 a.m. Eastern. I hope to see you all there. And with that, guys, I'm just going to sign off and say goodnight. I'll be back on Sunday with a video, assuming I survive the auction. So take care. Have a great weekend, and thanks for spending the time with me. I really enjoyed it. Bye, all.